this morning, sun's a bit hazy. Checking the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low. Gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, we're stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see. Prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities. We're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
And that's exactly what we're doing today, guys. We're getting this show on the road right now. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates, guys. My name's Ron Tyler. Welcome to our show. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles north, or actually 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. If we were 392 miles north, we'd be up in Virginia. We're not. We're in North Carolina, guys, in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, or what they call the Appalachian Mountains here. Okay? We're here for you today, all day long, 24/7, 7 days a week, basically. Okay? But today we're here to talk about storms. We're going to be talking about emergency preparedness in just a few minutes. Okay? The first thing I want to do, though, right off the bat, I want to talk about some large earthquakes down in the South Pacific. Down in the South Pacific, guys, those are the only earthquakes that we have that we really need to talk. Well, we're going to talk about one earthquake in Central Alaska as well, just south or northwest or northeast of Denali National Park. That's where we're going to go in just a minute here. Let's take down our webcam and our banner here, and let's go to the map here. Okay, I want to show you what is actually happening here. Okay, now we're at Kamchatka Peninsula. There is a moderate earthquake south in the Kuril Islands, just south of the Kamchatka Peninsula. This is a 4.7 earthquake. A 4.7 earthquake. Then over here in the Aleutian Islands, central Aleutian Islands here, around Adak, Alaska, we have some tremors, minor tremors here. okay? Going over further east, okay? Again, on the Aleutian Island Fault. This is the 3.1 earthquake here. 3.1 earthquake just southeast of Akutan, Alaska. Let's go up here into Alaska itself. Like I said, I want to talk about this earthquake just northeast of Denali National Park. This just happened just a short while ago. This is a 4.3 earthquake. They said it came out as a 4.5. I'm going to trust that they have not lied to us, even though I know darn well they have. This is probably just a 4.3 moderate earthquake. Yes, it could be a large earthquake, 4.5 to 4.6, but for all intents and purposes right now, we'll go along with this for the time being. 4.3 earthquake here, just northeast of Denali National Park. Further south here, a brand new earthquake here, okay? This is over near Elmendorf Air Force Base. This is 9 miles southeast of Elmendorf Air Force Base, southeast of Anchorage, Alaska. This is a 3.2 small earthquake. 3.2 small earthquake. Does this mean we're going to have more earthquakes here? Possibly. Possibly. The only thing is, we don't have any other earthquakes around it. If we're going to have a swarm of earthquakes, then I would say that this earthquake may be a foreshadow of a large earthquake. But I don't know. We shall see where this goes. Again, this is 9 miles southeast of Elmendorf Air Force Base, southeast of Anchorage, Alaska today. Okay? This happened earlier this evening. Okay? Now, everything else here seems copacetic for right now. However, over here in southeastern Alaska, we still have swarms of earthquakes hitting here. Remember here about a month ago, we had a 7.4 earthquake one morning? Guess what? Earthquakes are continuing here. They're going to continue for a while now. That was a major earthquake. This earthquake here is a 2.0 minor quake. 2.0 minor quake. All these others are ancillary to that. This is a 2.1. This is a 1.9, 2.0. This is a 2.6. 2.6, guys. Further south, 2.4. This is a 2.1. This is a 2.4 earthquake here. Further south here, okay? This is near Yakutat, 46 miles southeast of Yakutat, Alaska. 3.7 earthquake. 3.7 small earthquake here. The others were minor earthquakes. Over here, further to the south, actually further to the southwest here, this is a 1.9, 2.0 earthquake here. 60 miles northwest of Yakutat, Alaska. Again, these are all swarms because we had a 7.4 earthquake here about a month ago. We're going to see earthquakes here for quite some time into the future, possibly even up to a year, I would believe. Okay? That's what's happening here. Okay? Down here in the Gulf of Alaska here. Okay? This is a 3.5 earthquake here. Right next to it to the east is a 3.3. Okay, again, it's on the Aleutian Island Fault Zone. It's creeping north. It's creeping north into the Gulf of Alaska here. We'll see where it goes from here. It could go further north into the Gulf of Alaska, then it could go further to the southeast, down towards British Columbia. We'll see what happens here. Okay? Now, let's go over here off the coast of Oregon. Off the coast of Oregon again today. Okay? This is a 3.5 earthquake. Guys, this is a 3.5 earthquake. Okay? This happened earlier today, okay? Just after 12:30 this morning. 3.5 earthquake, 161 miles west-southwest of Pistol River, Oregon. West-southwest of Pistol River, Oregon. This is over here on what? What is this fault zone? We talked about this yesterday. We had another earthquake here on or near the Cascadia subduction zone. This is over here on the Gorda Ridge. The Gorda Ridge. To the north, we have the Blanco fracture zone. Further to the northwest, we have what? The Juan de Fuca fault. Juan, J-U-A-N-D-E, de Fuca, F-C-U-A. Okay? The Juan de Fuca fault is that fault that looks like a zigzag fault, running up here just to the south of what? Haida Gwaii, British Columbia. Okay? Also to the west, to the east here, running along the coast of British Columbia, Canada, from Haida Gwaii all the way south to Northern California. That's called the Cascadia subduction zone. We're still watching the Cascadia subduction zone for a very major earthquake we believe will probably happen within the next 4 to 5 years. We're watching this. We continue to have earthquakes here in the Cascadia subduction zone region. Okay? That's what's happening here. We talked about earthquakes in the Southern California region the day before yesterday. Yesterday we talked about earthquakes in the Cascadia region. Okay? Today, actually, we also talked about earthquakes on the New Madden Fault last night. Now, we don't see any earthquakes here on the New Madden Fault except this one here. Okay? This one is in Tennessee. Oyer Story, Tennessee. This is a 2.0 minor earthquake. 2.0 minor earthquake in a very seismic active area. Very seismically active area. Look where it's at. It's over here on the east side of the Mississippi River. On the east side of what? The New Madden Fault. The Mississippi River is on the top of what? The New Madrid. We need to remember that. We need to remember that. Okay? This is over here on the eastern side of the New Madrid Seismic zone. Okay? That's what we have to show you. Okay? Now, I'm going to take this down. Actually, no, I'm not. I want to go down here into the South Pacific here. Over here in the Central Pacific here. Okay? Southeastern Pacific. This is a large 5.4 earthquake here. This is a large 5.4 earthquake here. Okay? This earthquake happened last night, 9:34 p.m. Eastern Time. 5.4 earthquake here in the southeastern Pacific Ocean. Okay? Let's go over here to the west here. Okay? Right here. These two earthquakes are in the Kermadec Islands that belong to New Zealand. The Kermadec Islands here belong to New Zealand. However, nobody lives here in the Kermadec Islands at all. This is a bird sanctuary. This is a bird sanctuary here. This is a large 5.0 earthquake. To the south, this is a 5.2 large earthquake. 2 times the size of the 5.0. Okay? This hit at 8:28 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday. This earthquake hit at 7:04 this morning. 7:04 this morning. Okay? The Kermadec Islands are bird sanctuary only. Nobody lives here at all. Okay? But I want to tell you about this because they're here. They could go south, they could go north, and I'm talking about that energy. This large earthquake energy could go up into Fiji, Tonga, or even over towards Samoa to the northeast. Okay? We're going to watch this, see what happens here. Okay? Over here in Indonesia here. Okay? Over here in north central Indonesia, we have a 5.0 large earthquake here. Okay? This earthquake hit last night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time last night here in America. It hit out here in the ocean. In the Celebra Sea. This seismic energy was not felt by anyone. This sea here, this ocean water here, absorbed the shock waves of this quake. It absorbed the shock waves. Actually, this is Molucca, Molucca Sea. The ocean waters picked up the shock waves of this earthquake and nobody felt it. Okay? But to the north, well, before that, over here, there are 40 earthquakes here in Indonesia, and they're only showing us one earthquake, actually two. Over here off the northeastern shore of Sumatra, Indonesia here, on the Indonesian plate, another 5.0 earthquake here. This is off the coast, on the edge of the plate. Nobody felt this earthquake either. Okay? 40 earthquakes here in Indonesia, they show us two. Going over here into the Philippines, we continue to see earthquakes here off the southwest coast of the Philippines. They're still happening. This earthquake here happened last night. Guys. This is a 5.1 earthquake. Now again, this is not the only earthquake here. This again is not the only earthquake here in Morro Bay, Philippines. There are other aftershocks as well. 4.0s, 4.2s, 4.5s, 4.7s, 3.2, 3.5, and 3.7 earthquakes. Again, the USBS does not want us to see it. They're hiding the information. If you want to see the other aftershocks here, you have to go over to the European agency. Okay? European agency will show them. USGS decides, oh, we're not going to show that today. So they don't. Again, when they're hiding earthquakes, or not talking about them, it's omitting, the agency's omitting earthquakes. An omission is a lie. An omission of truth is a lie 24/7. That's what I believe USGS is best at, lying through their teeth. Going over here into Japan. Japan, folks. Off the coast of Honshu, Japan. This is a 4.4 earthquake here. Okay? This is a shallow quake. 29 miles deep. Okay? This is 10 miles off the coast of Honshu. I don't believe anybody felt this earthquake either. Okay? Let's go north here. Off the northeastern shore of Honshu here. This is in the same area where we had a 7.4 earthquake here a couple months ago. This is a 4.6 aftershock. Again, the ocean waters absorb the shock waves of this quake. Okay? That's what's happening here. Now again, look closely over Europe and the Middle East or even Africa. USGS is not showing one earthquake. Not even one. That's very sad because there are all kinds of earthquakes here. According to what I've studied already today, there are over 1,200 earthquakes here around the world. And all USGS is saying there are 257 earthquakes. 257 earthquakes that are over 1,200. And USGS wants to continue to lie. wants to continue to lie. That's what they do best. Anyway, that's the story when it comes to earthquakes. Okay, now, I want to talk about some other things. I want to talk about some things that are very important here. Okay, I want to talk about the weather. The weather. Now, we talked about the weather yesterday and the day before. These weather updates are very important. Okay, very, very important. Why? Because, guys, this weather that's going to happen this weekend, especially, it's going to also lower temperatures. Okay, already in this blue area here, this area is hitting in Kentucky. The storm is hitting in Kentucky today. Now they're going to see 2 or 3 inches here today, possibly even more tomorrow into Sunday. But it doesn't stop there. It continues. Look what's happening here. What have we seen here? This weekend, we're going to see up to 2 feet of snow. Up to 2 feet of snow in the blue, pinkish areas. And the violet, blue, or pinkish areas here. Up to 2 feet of snow. This is not going to be ice. It's not going to be sleet. In some cases in South Carolina and Georgia, it may start out as rain and then it'll go to snow. In Georgia, they may see some rain and it freezes over to snow. In South Carolina and North Carolina, it's all going to be snow. It's all going to be snow going up the entire coastline up towards Maine. From South Carolina and Georgia all the way to Maine by tomorrow night. It's also going to go up towards Nova Scotia as well. This looks mean. It is going to be mean. Everybody that lives in these areas should be battening down the hatches and becoming very well prepared. Now, we've been talking about preparedness for this storm for several days. We put this out earlier this week. Everybody that's within the sound of my voice needs to understand. You need to be prepared for this storm. It's not going to be very, very light. It's going to be a very dangerous storm. This is going to be blizzard conditions. This will develop from just minor snow flurries into blizzard conditions, with winds of anywhere from 25 miles an hour up to 35 miles per hour. That constitutes blizzard conditions. But it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. Let's go to this map here. Okay? All the way down here to Georgia. All the way down here to Georgia. Going up into southern South Carolina. Going up into where? North Carolina and Virginia. You're going to see snow anywhere from 2 inches all the way up to 2 feet. All the way up to 2 feet of snow. Over in Asheville, you don't see Asheville here on this map yet. I'll show you Asheville later on. You see Statesville over here on the far left-hand side of your screen here. Asheville is further to the west. Okay? Northeast of Asheville is where? Morganton, North Carolina. That's where I live. Okay? Here we're going to see anywhere from 2 to 7 inches between tonight and tomorrow night. 2 to 7 inches between tonight and tomorrow night where I live. The rest of this area is going to see inches to feet of snow. Inches to feet of snow. Let's go even further here. Look at this. Here you see Asheville over on the left-hand side of your screen. If you go north and east of there, you're going to find me. Morganton, North Carolina. And north of me, you're going to find a town called Hickory. This is where most of the snow is going to be. Or most of the snow, not all of it, but most of it is going to be in these areas. Now, when it comes right down to it, this is not going to be the only snow that we're going to see here. Let's go even deeper into this. Let's go back down here to the coastline. The coastal areas of South Carolina, North Carolina, even Virginia Beach as well. Okay, the Outer Banks of North Carolina. You guys are going to see snow, blowing snow, and blizzard conditions. Blizzard conditions. You might not even be able to see 1/4 mile away from you. You need to be prepared. There is a bridge between the mainland and the Outer Banks. You may not even be able to see the end of the bridge. Already, North Carolina has declared a state of emergency. They are telling everyone to shelter in place. Shelter in place. Here in Morganton, they had scheduled a first aid CPR class here where I live. It's been canceled. It's been canceled, guys. That's how mean the storm's going to be. They don't want anybody traveling even tomorrow night or even Sunday. They're canceling services in churches. They're even canceling school sometime next week. Until sometime next week. This is going to be a very mean storm. Very, very mean storm here. Again, here on the Outer Banks, you're going to see a lot of snow. You're going to see blowing snow upwards of 45 miles per hour. Upwards of 45 miles per hour. Okay? Again, this storm is going to leave here sometime Saturday. It's going to climb up the eastern coast. Boston, Massachusetts is going to see 2 to 4 inches of snow. Cape Cod, 4 to 8 inches of snow and blowing snow as well. Blizzard conditions. Okay. Nova Scotia, Halifax, Canada, 4 inches of snow. And even upwards of 60 mile per hour winds from what we hear today. Going up the coast, this storm is going to play havoc with all of you. Along the Interstate 95 corridor, going up the coast, it's going to be blizzard conditions this weekend. It's going to be blizzard conditions this weekend. Okay? They're calling this a bomb cyclone. They're calling this an East Coast bomb cyclone. They say now that this storm is going to bring the heaviest snow in decades to North Carolina. During this last weekend storm, over 1 million customers lost power at the peak of the storm. As ice-coated roads, trees, while heavy snow and sleet shut down the roads and travel. They forced closures across parts of the Midwest and the Northeast. Again, this is going to happen this weekend. But instead of sleet and ice, we will be seeing inches to possible feet of snow in the southeast and northeastern coast of the United States and Canada. This storm will rapidly intensify and strengthen along the East Coast this weekend, delivering heavy snow from the Carolinas to New England and upwards into Nova Scotia, Canada, with blizzard conditions likely in the hardest hit areas, especially the coastal areas. Now, coastal flooding is anticipated here. Why? Why is it going to happen? Because this is going to start off with rain along the coastline. Then it's going to turn into a polar vortex. A polar vortex, guys. This storm is going to become very dangerous. Okay? Again, this storm will rapidly intensify along the Atlantic coast of the U.S. and Canada this weekend. It's forecast to bring heavy snow to parts of the southeast and a close call with snow along the mid-Atlantic and New England coast. This powerful storm will raise winds and sea levels, leading to significant coastal flooding and beach erosion. Blizzard conditions are likely in the hardest hit areas. As snow impacts major airport hubs from Charlotte to Boston this weekend, airline delays will mount, and travel along portions of Interstate 95, 85, 81, 77, Interstate 64, Interstate 40 may slow to a standstill. Guys. What have we said all week long about this? Stay home. Shelter in place is what emergency management is talking about here in North Carolina. Shelter in place and stay home. If your power goes out, as what happened last week, and by the way, last weekend's power out is still out to over 100,000 customers. Power is still out to over 100,000 customers in Tennessee. That may happen again starting tonight. I'm not joking. The storm in all its fury in the Carolinas and Southern Virginia will be a formidable event. For states in the northern tier from Maine to Michigan and Minnesota, all the way west to Minnesota, with the combination of significant snow, cold conditions below zero conditions, and blowing and drifting snow, blizzard conditions on the ground. This storm is going to take shape in the southeast today, even right now. Right now, we have off and on bluster conditions here. As the storm develops today in the southern U.S., spotty rain, like I said, will break out along the Gulf Coast, the Florida Peninsula, and southern Atlantic coast. By Sunday, colder temperatures are going to develop in Tampa to the west and Jacksonville, Florida to the east. Colder temperatures. You folks in Florida may get a dusting of snow by this weekend. You folks in northern Florida may get a dusting of snow this weekend. Like I said, this is a first in decades. Florida's standing a chance of dusting snow this weekend. Further inland, over Mississippi and Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, and the Carolinas, patches of snow or a mixture of rain and snow will unfold. In Nashville, which was hardest hit this past weekend, the new winter storm will unfold Friday afternoon today and in the evening and continue into Saturday with up to a few inches of snow forecast. As this storm strengthens from tonight into Saturday, the extent and intensity of snow and wintry mix will increase across Georgia and the Carolinas, transitioning to all or mostly snow by morning. Atlanta, Georgia will be on the southwestern edge of the moderate to heavy snow forecast for northeast Georgia from late Friday night into Saturday evening. Atlanta is expected to see a coating of up to an inch with quick freeze up. A very quick freeze up, guys. That's going to create hazardous conditions and lead to airline delays and flight cancellations in Georgia. Now, there is a very high chance that at least an inch of snow will fall on much of North Carolina and northern South Carolina and southern Virginia from late Friday through Saturday, most of Saturday. Even an inch of snow in this area of the nation can create travel problems. It can create travel problems, guys. For cities such as Charlotte, Raleigh, and Greensboro, North Carolina, this could be the biggest snowstorm in decades. The biggest snowstorm in decades. In Norfolk, Virginia, it could top last February's whopping 11.1 inches. Last February, they got 11.1 inches, and this may top that. Like I said, everybody here that was within the sound of my voice, batten down the hatches, prepare to stay home, shelter in place. In Charlotte, the most recent benchmark storm was 3.5 inches on January 17th, 2018. And this weekend's storm is well within that reach. Going further back, and a storm in late February 2004 was one of the biggest on record, with 13.2 inches of snow. 13.2 inches of snow in 2004. In late January 2003, a storm brought 8.5 inches in Raleigh, North Carolina, to the northeast of me. A storm brought 7 inches on December 9th, 2018. And it could easily be eclipsed by this weekend's storm. Like I said, inches to feet of snow. The biggest snowstorm on record occurred in late January 2000, when 20.3 inches of snow fell. In early January 2002, a storm brought 10.8 inches. Several inches of snow are forecast across much of North Carolina and southern Virginia. The greatest chance of the storm bringing 6 inches or more of snow to the southeastern states will extend from north central North Carolina to southeastern Virginia, the southern part of Delmarva Peninsula. You guys are going to see it. You folks are going to see it, guys. Guerin, Cotton, Pick, and Teed. You're going to see that. And things might even get worse. Things could even get worse. Blizzard conditions are likely in some areas due to strong winds and low visibility. Like I said, they are expecting winds to be up above 25 to 35 miles per hour, and even higher in some places off the coast. Okay? With some areas, strong winds and low visibility is evolving into a nor'easter, and it's going to intensify into a bomb cyclone with winds up to hurricane strength, winds upwards of 100 miles per hour off the coast, winds of up to 100 miles per hour in the coastal areas. Unreal, guys. Unreal. That's why I'm talking about this. This is exactly why I'm talking about this, guys. Everyone needs to be ready now. For those that are not familiar with the official definition of a blizzard is defined by accumulating or blowing snow producing a visibility of 1/4 of a mile or less, combined with sustained or gusty winds of an excess of 35 miles per hour or greater for at least 3 consecutive hours. For at least 3 consecutive hours. They're already saying that the winds we're talking about here this weekend will last all weekend long. Like a bomb cyclone, a blizzard is not a term used lightly in meteorological community. This storm is going to rapidly strengthen to become a bomb cyclone by Saturday. As the storm reaches the southern Atlantic coast Saturday, it will rapidly intensify and strengthen what meteorologists are calling what they call a bomb cyclone. How many times have I said that already this program? That's why this is important. When I repeat something, that means it's important information. You might also want to write that down and share that information with your friends, your neighbors, your family, and your extended family. The people you associate with here on social media, and also the people you work with. Everybody needs to know this, guys. Everyone needs to know this. Whether you have family members living here or you know people you work with living here, tell them to be safe. Tell them to shelter in place. Make sure that they have adequate provisions to get at least through this weekend and into sometime probably in the middle of next week. Make sure you have your supplies. That's what I worry about. People are not paying attention to what I'm talking about. When I talk about weather conditions, when I talk about emergency preparedness, people shut me down. Already, we've gone from over 42 people watching this program down to 32. That means people are not interested. I don't get it. This storm this weekend is going to be dangerous. Last week's storm claimed 111 lives from the central part of the United States all the way down to Georgia. 111 people were killed and one in Canada. This rapidly strengthening storm, people are going to experience atmospheric pressure dropping of 0.71 hundredths of an inch of mercury, 24 millibars. That's huge. That's a huge drop in pressure. That's why we're going to see snow and blowing snow, blizzard conditions. We're going to expect strong winds and coastal flooding coming this weekend, where strong winds push water shoreward along the Atlantic coast from North Carolina to New England. High tide levels. You're going to experience tidal surges, creating coastal flooding. What we're going to experience along the coast is much like a hurricane. But this is a winter storm. Winds of upwards of 100 miles per hour. Adding to this impact, over the weekend, we'll be in the proximity of the full moon. And normally higher astronomical tides. Full moon causes higher astronomical tides on the seashore. Combined with the windward waves caused by this storm, it's going to be no small wonder that we're going to see higher tides along the coastline and harbors as well. You're going to see flooding. Because of this, many areas may experience water levels 2 to 4 feet higher than what would be normally happening and occurring along the shoreline during the storm. 2 to 4 feet higher. Flooding, guys. Flooding and possible loss of life. Locations such as Norfolk, Virginia, North Carolina's Outer Banks, the wild woods of New Jersey, Situate, Massachusetts, may be flooded with the worst conditions around high tide this weekend. High tide this weekend, twice a day. Now, the track of the storm is relative to the coast. The track of the storm relative to the coast will not only determine how much snow falls in the southeast from Friday into Saturday, but also how far inland from the coast the heavy snow is going to penetrate into the mid-Atlantic states and New England from Saturday into Sunday as the storm spins over the Atlantic Ocean. This storm is going to go out over the Atlantic, and as a result, it's going to pick up strength. It's going to pick up strength over the water. That's going to intensify the storm. Now, the meteorologist, I spoke with someone from AccuWeather. I spoke from someone from the Weather Channel. One of my best friends died a few years ago. He founded the Weather Channel. Very good friend of mine. His associates have told me what's going on with this storm. The meteorologists believe the most likely zone in the Northeast for 3-6 inches of snow is going to be southeastern Massachusetts, with 1 to 3 inches of snow in store for Boston and portions of coastal Maine. 1 to 3 inches of snow for Boston and portions of coastal Maine. Along Interstate 95, from North Virginia to New York City, it's going to be a battle between dry air to the north and the west and Atlantic moisture to the south and east. Dry areas to moist areas. Moist areas can turn into dry areas, and dry areas can turn into moist areas, depending on how far the storm spins inland. Instead of I-95 being the approximate dividing line between rain, ice, and snow, it will be the boundary line between accumulating snow and practically no snow at all. Similar to southeastern Virginia, blizzard conditions may unfold over southeastern Massachusetts, with this storm as powerful as a nor'easter. The Arctic air mass along the northeastern Atlantic coast is going to be fortified following a nor'easter. Fortified following a nor'easter. This is a nor'easter there. In the wake of the storm, an Arctic air is going to surge southward, south and eastward again, sending frost and freezing temperatures into Florida and many areas of the continental eastern half of the United States. That's going to be back into the deep freeze for days. This storm is going to be leaving us back in the deep freeze for days into sometime next week. Last weekend's storm, it produced significant ice accumulations, snapping trees and power lines, particularly along and across the south, where electricity infrastructure was heavily strained. Over 1 million customers were left without power during the height of the storm on Sunday. There are still over 100,000 people left without power. Now it's almost a week later. With Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas is among the hardest hit. Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas are the hardest hit. Icy roads and bridges compound the risks. Icy roads and bridges compound the risk. When there is a bridge involved, the concrete or asphalt picks up moisture from underneath the bridge. As a result, it freezes far faster than the regular other parts of the road. So if you're hauling butt down the road and you hit a bridge, all of a sudden there's going to be black ice. As I said back when I was a kid, a teenager, driving my family back from family Thanksgiving in Idaho, back to Fargo, North Dakota. Around Bismarck, I went over a highway bridge and spun out. Went 360 degrees over. 360 degrees, the car turned, and then I recovered it on the other side of the bridge. Our family got lucky. 16 years old, I recovered the car. It's going to be that dangerous this weekend here. As I stated before, over 100,000 people still without power. That's in Tennessee today. And this is a new storm that's hitting Kentucky and Tennessee as we speak. Now, I spoke with extreme meteorologist Reed Trimmer earlier today. Reed Trimmer is a friend of mine. He was in northern Mississippi this past Sunday. He said the roads that were there were like a skating rink, an ice skating rink. He said nearly every tree that he saw in Oxford, Mississippi had snapped at snap limbs under the incredible weight of the ice. Huge, huge. Now, guys, my backyard is still an ice skating rink today. My back patio is 5 feet wide. It's actually about 10 feet wide, but 5 feet of it is ice. Ice from one side to the other. A skating rink. Now we're going to get snowed on again. That's going to yield bad news. Bad news to everybody. If you already have ice on the roads or over in your parking lots or on your grass, on your patios, how about adding another 6 to 10 inches of snow on top of that? It's going to make things 10 times worse. Power outages that happen this weekend may last for days. Those power outages are going to create life-threatening conditions again. There's Arctic air coming down out of Canada over the same region. Okay? Some parts to the west are going to melt and refreeze. It's going to keep homes cold and prolonging infrastructure strain. It's going to prolong infrastructure strain, with nighttime lows dipping down in the teens and single digits in some areas. Okay? Does anybody have any questions for this? Renee Sevi says she loves Reed. Hurricane Heather says, Dr. Reed Timmer, he is. He's a doctor now. He's got a PhD in meteorology. He's a great man. I respect him very much. A lot. Does anybody have any questions for me so far? This is what that low pressure system looks like right now. It's going to get worse. Going to get a lot worse. It's going to dip over 0.24, 2/400ths of an inch of mercury, which is going to make blizzard conditions even more terrible here along the coastlines. Hurricane conditions. Hurricane conditions, guys. Over here off the coast, 100-mile-per-hour winds. 100-mile-per-hour winds here. Okay? Let's talk about coastal impacts now. Coastal impacts. All the way down into Georgia and Florida, snow and blowing snow. Northern Florida from Tampa on the west, over to Jacksonville on the east, you might see up to an inch of snow on the ground. Georgia, going north into Maine, anywhere from 1 inch to 6 to 10 inches or more, possibly into feet along the coastline. It's going to be rotten conditions. Now, Canadian Patriot, my buddy Dave up in Canada, is talking about Punxsutawney Phil. Punxsutawney Phil is coming out on February 2nd, which is Monday. Let's talk about Phil now. Okay? I'm going to ask the question, what do you think Phil is going to do? Is Punxsutawney Phil going to see his shadow on Monday? Make it an early spring or 6 more weeks of winter? He's going to make his prognostication on Monday from Pennsylvania. Now, here's what experts think. Groundhog Day is almost here right now. Punxsutawney Phil will emerge from his hole, his burrow in central Pennsylvania. He's going to look for his shadow, which is a sign, the legend says, of more winter or an early spring. Historically, Groundhog Phil sees his shadow and therefore predicts 6 more weeks of winter. He predicts that 84% of the time. So we might see 6 more weeks of winter, which means another month and a half of winter. Might see even more than that. This year, statistics and the upcoming weather pattern are going to work in tandem and favor 6 more weeks of winter. So I'm going to predict this. I'm going to predict that Phil and other regional groundhogs will see their shadows on Monday morning. People are going to be heading to Gobbler's Knob to see Phil to make his forecast on Monday morning. If you go over to Gobbler's Knob, you're going to need to bundle up. It's predicted to be the coldest Groundhog Day morning since 2019. The coldest Groundhog Day morning since 2019, with a temperature with a few degrees of 0 Fahrenheit. It's going to be cold. Even if Phil declares an early spring, forecasters say that a frigid February is likely for the eastern half of the nation. The entire eastern half of the nation, guys. As I said before, we are expecting another polar vortex to develop by midweek this next week. That's going to bring extreme lower temperatures to the central and eastern United States after the storm passes through this weekend. Are you ready? Is anybody ready for this? It's going to be dangerous, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be dangerous. I'm asking you if you're ready. Linda Covington of Virginia is saying here in the chat, check Dunkirk Dave Groundhog, very accurate. Let's look at Dunkirk Dave. I'm going to type it into my search engine here. Dunkirk Dave. Dunkirk Dave is the world's second largest prognosticator. Dunkirk Dave, guys. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get a picture of Dunkirk Dave here. Let me see if I've saved it here. I'd love to say, I got it. I hope I have. Let's see here. I got it. Hey guys, here's Dunkirk Dave. So you have Dunkirk Dave, and we also have Punxsutawney Phil. Dunkirk Dave is in Dunkirk, New York. Farm Lane Road, Dunkirk, New York. What's he saying? Let's find out. Now, Dunkirk Dave is being he is actually being known as woodchuck. Whistle pigs are marmots. The groundhog is a member of the rodent family. Typically, an adult groundhog can grow to a weight of approximately 8 to 14 pounds and about an average of 22 inches. They can be found from the far west as Alaska and British Columbia, across Canada and south into Oklahoma, and as far east as all of the northeastern United States. Groundhogs are fossorial, meaning they live most of their lives underground. They dig burrows or dens. They have several entrances. each connected with the main tunnel and nesting chamber where the groundhog will hibernate for the winter. The whiskers help them to see underground, but above ground they have excellent hearing and eyesight. The groundhog's natural enemies are foxes, wildcats, coyotes, and hawks. Another natural enemy of the groundhog is man. Men have built homes and roads in many areas where the groundhog is called home, reducing the size of the natural environment for Dunkirk Dave and others like him. In the wild, groundhogs like to eat leaves, clover, the soft stem parts of wildflowers like the buttercup, daisies and dandelions and thistles. He also likes to eat the bark of young trees that is scratched or nibbled loose. He likes blackberries, raspberries, and cherries. Cherries are Dunkirk Dave's favorite dessert. Groundhogs can create a fair bit of trouble by helping themselves to crops that the farmers grow. Sometimes the taste of alfalfa, soybeans, or corn is just too irresistible. Incredible. Let's find out what Dunkirk Dave has said here. Okay? Find out what he predicts. Now, Dunkirk Dave in New York is predicting no shadow, early spring weather. Early spring weather by Dunkirk Dave. Will that hold still? I don't know. Puxatawny Phil's been predicting a late spring and 6 more weeks of winter. We don't know what he's going to predict on Monday. We're going to find out, I'm sure. We're going to find out. Now, Dunkirk Dave has been predicting an early spring for quite some time, while Puxatawny Phil's been predicting 6 more weeks of winter. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens here. Okay? Now, does anybody have any questions for me? Any questions for me, guys? 6 more weeks of winter. We're going to any questions? Okay, if we don't have any more questions here, I want to talk about what we're going to have this weekend and for the rest of the winter here. Winter storms can bring extreme cold, as we know, and freezing rain, sleet, heavy snowfall, ice, and high winds, as we talked about tonight. These storms can cause transportation, heat and power, and communication disruptions. They've already closed schools, and they're going to close more schools this next week. Stores have also closed, as we've seen this past weekend. We went to Walmart today. Guess what we found out at Walmart today? I forgot to transfer this picture over to my database, but let me show you what we saw in Walmart today, early this morning. I think you're going to be finding this interesting. Last week, all the stores, including Walmart, were out of almost everything. Guess what we found out at Walmart today? Anybody have any idea what we saw at Walmart today? An empty dairy case. Dairy case was empty, no milk at all. The other stores in this area have milk, some milk in their dairy case. But by tonight or tomorrow, I'll bet you that most of these stores are going to be out of milk as well. We saw one customer today. One customer today had 18 gallons of milk in their carts. 18 gallons of milk. That's insanity, guys. That's utter insanity. Also, something else that I forgot to put over on my database here that I want to talk about. Evacuation orders already still in place in Blanchard, Oklahoma. In Blanchard, Oklahoma, last night there was an oil blowout at an oil rig. An oil rig blew out in the middle of a homeowners association, right in the middle of a residential area. Evacuations are still in place. Okay, unreal. Now, when this blew out, when the oil rig blew out, spewed oil and gas up in the air. That's why they had to call for the evacuation. Okay, right before this happened, they had what they said were minor earthquakes. Minor earthquakes are 2.0, 2.9. People felt those earthquakes. They were not minor earthquakes. They were absolutely not minor earthquakes at all. Minor earthquakes cannot be felt except by very, very sensitive people. The earthquakes that people felt last night before this oil rig blew were small 3.0, 3.9 earthquakes. Small 3.0, 3.9 earthquakes. When an oil rig blows, okay, it can cause all kinds of hate and discontent. All kinds. Now, Heather earlier today on our chat, on her weather and space weather chat, talked about running away from an oil rig where she and her family lived. Running away, miles away. As I said before, this oil rig was right in the middle of a residential area. People were evacuated, and people still remain evacuated there tonight. People went over to nearby church and stayed in nearby church last night. Now the Red Cross has got motels for most of those people. So people are now staying in motel rooms until they can return to their homes. Unreal. That's what happens when you have a blowout of an oil rig. Huge problem. Let's get back to the weather here. Okay? I want to talk about the weather. I want to talk what you need to do to prepare for what's happening this weekend. Again, these storms are going to cause transportation, heat, power, and communication disruptions. Winters are getting warmer and shorter because of what they call climate phenomena. But because an atmospheric storm holds more moisture, heavier snowfalls are likely. Heavy snowfalls are likely. Now, let's talk about winter storms. What does it mean when I talk about wind chill? What does it mean when I talk about wind chill, guys? When we talk about wind chill, temperatures, how cold people and animals feel when they're outside. As wind increases, heat is carried away down your body at a faster rate. Heat is carried away from your body at a fast rate with higher wind rates. Okay? Now, that's going to drive your body temperature down, isn't it? And it's going to make you feel even colder. The wind chilled temperatures is not the actual temperature, but rather how the wind and cold affect you on exposed skin. How the wind and the cold temperatures affect your exposed skin, your face, your hands, your arms. That's why I've been asking everybody already this week and last weekend. Make sure you have heavy-duty coats, heavy-duty jackets. Make sure you layer your clothes. Have on a hoodie or a sweatshirt over your shirts and other undergarments. Okay, layer your clothing. In some cases, you might also want to wear winter underwear, long underwear. That will keep you warmer. Socks, you can wear wool socks. I own several pairs of wool socks myself. Now, the winter storm outlook is bleak right now. Winter storm conditions possible for the next 2 or 3 days at least. We all need to stay tuned to weather stations, both on radio and TV, for updates. Stay tuned to TV and weather stations that have news, weather, and sports. Those are most likely the places you're going to get weather news. Tune in your TV and radio stations where they have news, weather, and sports. Or have what I have, an AM/FM weather radio. That way I can immediately tune to the weather frequency set up by the National Weather Service. What do I mean when we talk about a winter storm watch? Winter storm conditions possible within the next 36 to 48 hours. Winter storm conditions are possible within the next 36 to 48 hours. Review your weather storm plans. Review your weather storm plans, your winter weather plans. We keep talking about to everybody, make sure you have an emergency plan. An emergency plan that covers all protocols. An emergency plan that covers all kinds of situations. Whether you live in the South that might have a hurricane, whether you live on the East Coast might have these storms coming in, both rain, hurricanes, storm surges, snow, sleet, whatever it is, or even heat, earthquakes, tornadoes, whatever it is. Have a plan for every situation. Review your winter storm plans and stay informed about weather conditions. That is a winter storm watch. Winter storm advisory. When we speak about winter storm advisories, that means winter weather conditions are expected to cause significant inconveniences and may be very hazardous, but not life-threatening if you are cautious. What do you think you should do before a winter storm? Learn emergency skills. Learn emergency skills. Learn first aid and cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. Why is that? Because as these winter storm conditions develop, emergency services might not be able to get to you anytime soon. You and I learning first aid and CPR might be able to save a life. That's why we're teaching a CPR first aid class in the very near future. We were going to teach a class tomorrow morning at our church. But because the weather conditions, that is going to be postponed indefinitely. We don't know when we're going to do it again, but we're going to reschedule it. Okay? Learn first aid and CPR skills. That way you can save a life. Because again, emergency services might not be able to get to you for a while. Learn how to treat and spot frostbite. Learn how to treat and spot frostbite on an individual, even yourself. Also learn about hypothermia. What is hypothermia? You might also test your smoke alarms. Test your smoke and carbon dioxide alarms. One of my friends in the mountains east of Salt Lake City, one of his smoke alarms malfunctioned last night. He and his family didn't get much sleep because it kept going off and on. Finally, about 2:30 in the morning, he unplugged it. Because after that, there was no more smoke, no more alarms at all. There was never any smoke at all. The smoke alarm had also malfunctioned. So he unplugged it, took it out of the system, and they didn't have a problem after that. No smoke, no fire at all. Check your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Again, you're going to want to be able to live without power and possibly even gas and water. Last weekend in Walmart and the other stores, there was no water available. Today, there's water. They have pallets upon pallets upon pallets of water that are available today. No milk, but pallets of water. Learn how to keep pipes from freezing. Learn how to keep pipes from freezing. What have we been talking about? Tonight, and probably all through next week, if temperatures are going to get down into the teens and even zero, even down in single digits of zero, make sure the pipes of your outer wall, kitchen sinks especially, are turned on to where a very tiny stream of water is coming from the pipe, from the faucet. That way, that stream of water will keep the pipes outside from being frozen solid. Keep a steady stream of water flowing. That's your best bet for keeping your pipes safe and solid. Okay? That way you're not going to get them to freeze and have your pipes burst when the pipes freeze. Okay? We've talked about that. Plan to stay connected with your family and friends. Sign up for free emergency alerts on your phone. I talked about that last week. Sign up for free emergency alerts on your cell phones. Emergency alerts from your government local representatives. Plan to monitor local weather and news. Plan to monitor your local weather and news. Have a backup battery or way to charge your cell phone. A backup battery and way to charge your cell phone. Get one of these. If you're on TikTok, we sell these in my TikTok shop. Yes, I have a TikTok shop now. You can buy these for as little as about $24, $25. This little backup battery here, powered by the sun. This is a solar panel, guys. The battery here is recharging all the time. This battery here, this solar battery right here, will keep your phones charged up to 3 times. 3 times charging your phones. That's awesome. Then all I have to do is put it back in the window to keep charging it. Okay? You get a backup battery charger for your phones. We have solar batteries in our home to keep our electronics going. Hopefully we're going to get a solar recharger here for our refrigerator and our freezers. We hope to do that in the very near future, as soon as we get some money, which we don't have. Okay? Now, understand what the alerts mean. When you get an alert on your phone or the television or your radio, understand the alerts that you receive. Understand what watch means. Watch means simply to be prepared. Be prepared. Warning means take action. Warning means take action. When I talk about a tornado warning, I mean go to your tornado shelter right now. Go to your tornado shelter right now. Winter weather warning means heavy snow and wind might be present, meaning blizzard conditions. Stay in your homes. Stay in your homes, sheltered in place, as the authorities have said here in North Carolina. Almost every province or every county here in North Carolina has a shelter-in-place warning right now. They have a shelter-in-place warning out right now. Shelter-in-place, stay home. Don't go out on the roads. Okay? Create a support team. Create a support team to help everyone stay safe from a disaster. Create a support team to help everyone stay safe in a disaster. I said that 3 times. 3 times a charm. Plan how you can help each other. Plan how you can help each other. And if you have neighbors in your neighborhood who are elderly or might need help, check on them. You might check on them several times during the day. Make sure they're safe. Make sure they're not just safe, they still have power in their homes. Make sure they have plenty of food to eat as well. Make sure they're staying warm. Plan yourself to stay warm as well. Stay warm indoors to prevent frostbite and hypothermia. Before the winter storm begins, make sure you can heat your home safely. Make sure you can heat your home safely. Prepare your home and keep the cold out. Prepare your home to keep the cold out with insulation, caulking, and weather stripping. Consider using an indoor thermometer or a thermostat to monitor the temperature inside. Plan to check on loved ones and neighbors to make sure they're staying warm. This is especially important for elderly adults and babies. Drink plenty of warm fluids, hot chocolate, warm coffee, warm water, such as tea. I like hot chocolate and tea. That's my favorite dose of medicine myself. Stay away from caffeine. Stay away from alcohol. Stay away from caffeine and stay away from alcohol. Avoid travel if you can. If you must go outside, plan to dress properly. Keep your nose, your ears, your cheek, your chin, your fingers and toes covered in warm, dry clothing. Warm, dry clothing. These areas are the first to be at risk for frostbite. Wear layers of loose clothing and a coat, a jacket, a hat, mittens and or gloves, and water-resistant boots. Use a scarf or a ski mask to cover your face and mouth. You can even have these safety glasses to keep your eyes safe and warm. To keep your eyes safe and warm. Safety glasses, guys. Safety glasses that come up and touch your skin or your face mask. Okay? Know where you can go if your home becomes too cold. Know where to go if your home becomes too cold. You can go to a friend's house. You can go to a public library or a warming center. I would say right now, today, call your city. Call your city. Find out from your city where your city warming centers are. If they're already closed, they may have a voicemail that will tell you where the warming center is going to be. Another thing we've always talked about is gather your emergency supplies. Gather your emergency supplies. Gather food, water, medicine, medical supplies before winter storm hits. Stores are going to be closed. Last weekend, the Walmart closed down at 5 p.m. All the other grocery stores were closed at 5 p.m. Little Caesars was closed at 12 noon. Little Caesars Pizza was closed at 12 noon. I checked. Organize supplies into a go bag, a go kit, and a stay-at-home kit, a shelter-in-place kit. In your go kit, or your shelter-in-place kit, have at least 3 days of supply of food. Have at least 3 days supply of food and other supplies. That Go Kit is going to be something you can carry with you and be able to serve your needs very religiously, literally. Wherever you go, you have that Go Kit with you. Have a place to go where you can stay warm. In fact, also put in that Go bag a critical supply of backup batteries. Critical supply of backup batteries for all your electronics you carry with you. Chargers for your device. Cell phones, CPAP, wheelchairs, or breathing devices. Your stay-at-home kit. You must have at least 3 days to 2 weeks. 3 days to 2 weeks of supplies in your stay-at-home kit. Ensure you have enough warm clothing, such as hats, mittens, gloves, blankets, even sleeping bags for everyone in your home. You may lose access to drinking water. As I've been saying for a long time, we have months worth of water here in our home. Months worth of drinking water and usable water in our home. We have gallons of water. Gallons of water for our pets to fill their bowls with, to cook with. We don't use faucet water at all in our home, except maybe to flush toilets and to clean with. Whenever we empty a gallon jug of water, we fill it with water from the tap and store it in under the stairs of our home. That way, when something happens, the power goes out, we have no water pressure. Then we're still able to flush our toilets and clean our bodies with it. We have plenty of fresh water to drink and to cook with, and even to feed our pets, our 2 dogs, our 2 beautiful dogs we have. Now, consider having emergency supplies in your vehicle, such as blankets, warm clothing, a first aid kit, boots, tools for your car, jumper cables to jump your car or someone else's. Have a month's supply of needed medications and medical supplies. Consider keeping a list of medications and dosages on a small card that you carry with you in your wallet or your purse. Keep personal, financial, and medical records safe and easy to access. Hard copies or secure backups, such as a memory stick like I have here. I also have a notebook of very much needed information. Okay? In our emergency kit, I have lists of things that we have. Medical situation for each member of our family and our dogs. Insurance information. Deeds to our car. Our homeowner's insurance. Our rental agreement. Anything and everything you might want to have copies of, keep the copies in your emergency kit. That way you'll always have a copy. Your driver's license, your passport, any cards that you might need to have copies of, make copies of them. In your car, in your house, have at least 1 snow shovel, if not 2. We have a snow shovel here, and we also have a square nose shovel here. And we also have a digging shovel here, a spade. We have ice melt products here also. Why? That same situation where we have 3 inches of ice in our patio in our backyard. The ice melt won't do it. Ice melt won't do it. However, tonight, before it really gets going, I've got a half gallon of water. I'm going to take a teaspoon of Dove dishwashing detergent, put a half teaspoon of Dove dishwashing detergent, a tablespoon of rubbing alcohol, and that half gallon of water and shake it up. Shake it up really good. Then put it on the ice. I'm told that DIY, do-it-yourself ice melt works. I'm going to try it tonight. Okay? Stock up on winter storm preparedness kits, supplies, and other first aid supplies as well. Okay? We have those things in our home. We can take action to prepare our families. Take action to prepare our parents, our children, and our dogs, our cats. Prepare now to protect yourself and your loved ones and your home. Right now, at this point in time, because of this storm, it's too late to go out storm shopping for preparedness supplies. You should have done that all this week, as we told you. As I said, I grew up in Idaho and North Dakota, blizzard country. We have always had blizzard kits in our home and our cars, with extra clothes, blankets, and food and candles. A lot of the gear is very similar to how it was even 30 years ago. But there are a few items that have improved drastically. Mylar blankets, like we talked about last week. Mylar blankets, like NASA uses in the space shuttle, or spacecraft that SpaceX has, or the space station. Mylar blankets. Okay? They're great. They're useful. Okay? Here are a few things to remember about cold winter weather. First, you've got more time than you think before you go unconscious, and less time than you think before you start having physiological changes. In water, you've got several minutes before you go unconscious. 10 or more if you stay calm. But you are hardwired reflexes when going in hyperwater or cold water is to hyperventilate. Your body is hardwired when going into cold water to hyperventilate. Calm yourself down. Hyperventilate is very disastrous to your mouth, your nose, and your whole body. This can be very disastrous if you're underwater. Underwater, the cold water can accelerate the panic process. Again, the key thing is to keep yourself calmed down. Keep yourself calm and in control of your breathing. Get control. That might take a minute. Then take action. Depending on your body, your state of mind before going into the water. Your hands could work for a minute or more before blood is redirected to the core of your body. Then you're going to lose a lot of your hand function. Once you're cold, it is a matter of adding heat to the body and retain the heat in your body. Like I said, that NASA Mylar blanket will work. That NASA Mylar blanket will keep your body temperature up. If you've already gotten cold in the water, remove your wet clothing. That will help you retain heat in your body. Don't waste time heating up your wet clothes. Don't waste time heating up your wet clothes. Take them off. Take them off and surround yourself in a warm blanket. a warm wool blanket, or that NASA Mylar blanket. To add heat, you can exercise. Drink warm, sweet liquids. Warm, sweet liquids. Don't drink hot coffee. Don't drink hot chocolate. Make sure it's warm. Drinking very hot liquids can put your body into shock. Try to get into a heated home, a heated car. Warm up with a fire. Chemical heat packs. Hand and body warmers. A hot water bottle. Or use skin-to-skin contact with someone else who's still warm. What you should do if you have a winter storm. What should you do if you have a winter storm? Stay calm. Stay safe. Use care with space heaters and fireplaces to prevent fires. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet or 1 meter away from the heat. At least 3 feet or 1 meter away from the heat source. Avoid using candles because of the fire risk. Instead, use battery-powered lights. Battery-powered lights and flashlights instead. Prevent carbon monoxide poisoning, which is very common during power outages when people start to use gas to cook with. Please don't do it unless you only have a gas stove. If you have a camp stove, take it outside and cook outside and bring the warm food indoors. Don't bring those camp stoves inside your home. Don't bring your grill inside your home. If you have a generator and use your generator for power, keep the generator outside, far enough away from your home where your windows might be cracked, or they could bring up in carbon monoxide from the generator outside. Keep your generator away from open windows at all. Keep them away from windows at all. Use only generators or grills outside. And stay away from windows. Carbon monoxide kills. If you start to feel sick, dizzy, or weak, get the fresh air immediately. Get the fresh air immediately. Don't delay. To prevent carbon monoxide poisoning and home fires, never heat your home with a cooking oven or a stove. Never heat your home with a cooking oven or a stove. Act fast if you see signs of frostbite or hypothermia. Frostbite occurs when a part of the body freezes. Your nose, your ears, your cheek, your chin, your fingers and toes. Those are often the first affected. People will experience pain and numbness and change of skin color from the rosy pink like we are right now to gray to black. Don't let it get that bad. What to do for frostbite? Move to a warm place. Warm the affected area gently by soaking in warm water, not hot, until the skin appears normal and feels warm again. Seek emergency medical care immediately. Seek emergency medical care immediately. Hypothermia can kill you. If that occurs when your body loses heat faster than it can produce it, this causes a dangerous low body temperature. Your body core temperature is so low. Older adults, babies, and children, and people with certain health conditions are more at risk. Shivering is one of the first signs of hypothermia. Other signs also include confusion, drowsiness, slurred speech. What do you do for hypothermia? Seek emergency care right away. Seek emergency medical care right away. Move to a warm place. Remove any wet clothing and warm the body slowly. Warm your body slowly. How can you stay safe when driving? What can you do to stay safe when driving in winter weather conditions? Check your vehicle emergency supply kit and replenish it when necessary. Bring enough of the following for every person: a blanket or sleeping bag, rain gear, extra sets of dry clothing, mittens, socks, wool hats, newspapers for insulation, plastic bags for sanitation and insulation, canned fruit, nuts, and high-energy snacks, warm broth in a thermos, and several bottles of water. Bring your cell phone and make sure that the battery is charged. Plan to travel only during daylight hours. Plan to travel only during daylight hours. This is going to be essential because in darkness hours, you might become disoriented. That's not a good thing at all. Plan to stay indoors. Plan to stay indoors in a shelter, your home. Okay? Take another person with you. Take another person with you. If you plan to travel during daylight hours only, and take another person with you. This is for yours and their safety. Let someone else know your destination, your route, and when you expect to arrive. And before leaving, check your weather reports. Check your weather reports for all areas that you're going to be passing through. Watch out for sleet, freezing rain, freezing drizzle, and dense fog. If you're stranded, stay in your vehicle and wait for help. Do not leave your vehicle to search for assistance unless help is visible within 100 yards, 91 meters. Buy or even make a trouble sign to put in your windshield of your car or in the back window of the car. That's going to indicate when you need help. Hang a brightly colored cloth on your radio antenna outside. Hang a brightly colored cloth on your radio antenna of your vehicle. Okay? Raise the hood after the snow stops falling. Raise your hood after the snow stops falling. Turn your engine on your car for about 10 minutes each hour. Use the heater while the engine is running. Keep the exhaust pipe clear of snow. Slightly open a downwind window for ventilation of your car. Leave the overhead light on when the engine is running so that you can be seen. Do light exercises when you can. Move your legs and feet in an up-down motion. Move your arms. Twirl your arms in the air. Also move your hands like this. That's going to improve your circulation and keep you moving. That's also going to let you know your body's okay. Clap your hands, move your arms, move your legs, and move your feet. Okay? If there's more than one person in your vehicle, take turns sleeping. If there's more than one person in your vehicle, take turns sleeping. Huddle together if necessary for warmth. Huddle together if necessary for warmth. Wrap yourself in newspapers, maps, even the removable floor mats, will help trap heat around your body. Watch for signs of frostbite and hypothermia. Drink fluids to avoid dehydration. Drink fluids to avoid dehydration. And this is going to make you more susceptible to ill effects if you don't. Drink fluids to keep dehydration at bay. Okay? It'll also help keep your body warm and also to prevent heart attacks. Okay? Avoid overexertion. If you're shoveling snow or pushing a vehicle, it can bring on a heart attack or make other medical conditions worse. How can you stay safe after a winter storm? How can you stay safe after a winter storm? Stay safe. If you need to go outside, use extreme caution while driving or walking on the ice. Several times yesterday and today, when I was on the ice, I slept. Fortunately, I was able to regain my balance. If you need to go outside, use extreme caution when walking on ice. Avoid damaged and fallen power lines. We talked about it earlier this week. When power lines fall on icy roads or sidewalks or grass, the power can arc off the line up to 3 or 4 feet away. If you're within 3 to 4 feet of a power line, you might get electrocuted. Stay completely away from down power lines. Be aware of branches, trees, and ice that may fall on top of you. Stay away from trees and ice. Avoid overexertion when shoveling snow. Take frequent breaks if possible. Work with a partner. Work with a partner, never by yourself. Use ice melting products to keep your sidewalk safe. Again, go to the public library, a shopping mall, or anywhere where there's a warming center to stay warm. If your home becomes too cold, go to a warming center, a shelter, a public library, a shopping mall. That will be your best bet to stay warm. Take good care of yourself and your family. It's normal to have a lot of bad feelings, stress, or anxiety. Eat healthy food and get good enough sleep. That will help you deal with stress. I talked about this at the end of my program last week. I'm going to say it again. If you are stressed out and feel like you can't handle it, you can contact the Disaster Distress Helpline. The Disaster Distress Helpline. That helpline is 1-800-985-5990. The Disaster Distress Helpline is 1-800-985-5990. It's free, and they're going to help you stay calm and stay safe. Read the scriptures, guys. Read the scriptures. Here on my desk, I have a set of scriptures. In our bedroom, each of us has a set of scriptures there. Down in our living room and table, we have a set of scriptures there. Read the scriptures. Number one, will help you keep calm. It will help you keep centered and grounded. It will help you grow and remain strong. It will help you remember that God loves you. God cares for you. And I testify He does. God loves and cares for each one of us. Take advantage of that. Remember this. Ye are light of the world. A city that is set upon a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Remember this: Jesus Christ came into the earth. He came to this earth for a reason. He didn't come to this earth to destroy the law, or to destroy us, or the prophets. He says, I'm not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one little tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all will be fulfilled. Whoso thereof, therefore, shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the beast in the kingdom. He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Let me read that verse over. I screwed it up. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these of the least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whomsoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called in the kingdom of heaven. You've heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whoso is angry with his brother without cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled with thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. Be reconciled to thy brother. Then go offer thy gift. Let's do that, brothers and sisters. Let's do that. Let's be reconciled with members of our family, with our friends, our close friends, their family, our neighbors. May God bless you. May God be with you. Make sure you save this program. Every time we have an emergency program, guys, think about it. Save it. I save these programs on YouTube for a reason, so people can go back and watch and listen to it. Every time you see emergency preparedness in the topic of our program, go back and watch it. We'll have great information for you. It might save your life. May God bless you this weekend. Now, we're going to probably come back on the air tomorrow morning for members only broadcasts. About 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time. I want to do that because other people on the West Coast might not be up when we are on the air. I want to make sure I give everybody the opportunity to be able to wake up when we are on the air. If it's 11 o'clock here on the East Coast, that means it's going to be 8 o'clock on the West Coast. I want to make sure everybody's going to be able to be up, watch a members-only program. I am here for you. We give you information for you. We're here for you. I'm here to answer your questions. I'm here to help you and your families to remain safe and make sure you have preparedness items. That's why we have these Friday day programs, emergency preparedness programs. We share disaster information with you so you know what's happening. We share preparedness ideas with you to make you safe and prepared for anything that happens. Now, Sunday, we probably will be on the air sometime Sunday. We come on the air every Sunday with a Sunday school class about 12:30 called Come Follow Me, the Savior Said. I invite each of you to that class. We're going to be studying Genesis chapter 4, 5, and 6. Genesis chapters 4, 5, and 6. I hope to have you there for that class. It's going to be fun. We're also probably going to be coming on the air after that to talk about this storm, what's happening in your own area. Okay? Go and have good information for you for that as well. May God bless you. May God be with you and hold you in the palms of his hands. May God help you prepare for your families and friends in these times. Okay? I care about each one of you. I really love and care about each one of you. That's why we're here. That's truly why we're here. As the Lord said, wherefore stand ye in holy places and be not moved, until the day of the Lord come. For behold, it cometh quickly, saith the Lord. Amen. May God bless you. Stay on the covenant path. Read the scriptures. Find out what the Lord wants you to do and then do it. May God bless you. May God be with you this day and always. We will see you tomorrow morning about 11 a.m. tomorrow. God bless you. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Have a great evening, folks. God bless. Good night.
Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. Make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard. So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge club. With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. Together we're stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We love you. Have a good night.